What's going on with the goings on, y'all? Gotta cut this fan off. What is happening with everybody? You understand me? Ain't been a lot going on. You feel me? I don't know. It's Tuesday though, and I just been sitting back chilling. You know what I'm saying? I see Giannis Antetokounmpo went to the Heat. You know what I'm talking about? Ain't nobody down there. And I guess the Minnesota the Milwaukee Bucks, they get Tyler Hero. You know what I'm talking about? You know what I mean? But I guess Giannis Antetokounmpo and Porter. I forgot his first name. Bobby Porter. Guess him and Bobby gonna go to the Heat. They get them a point guard, they gonna be all right. You know what I'm talking about? I don't know if they gonna make some more moves to get one, but that's all they really missing. And they might be formidable. Even with that hookup, though. I mean, the East always been, the Eastern Conference always been wide open. So a few ticks and tacks, you could make it to the finals. And as the Knicks showed you, you might even be able to win. You put the right things intact. You feel me? You know what I'm saying? But you also gotta have tenacity. You feel me? That's what's lacking in this game today. Don't nobody want to fix themselves, or like Jalen Brunson did, take a pay cut in order to be great. You know what I'm saying? It's a mighty feat for someone to say, "Oh, you can get a whole check, but if we give you a half a check, you can win the championship." Some people just want the whole check. You know what I'm talking about? You know, everybody, to each everybody own, though. You know what I'm saying? I ain't knocking it because, hey, some people ain't in it for the wins. They're in it for the ends. You know what I mean? You understand me? Already with the alreadys. You know? I mean, you know what I mean? We ain't gonna never have uh uh tactics like back in the day. I mean, money is different too. You know what I'm talking about? Than back in the day. It's more plentiful. So when it's more plentiful like that, people take all the advantages they can. Cause back in the day, it wasn't no advantages. You know what I'm talking about? You just do or you don't get done. You know what I mean? Now you can cry and whine and complain the whole time. You was trolling and you just wanted the bigger payout. You know what I mean? People doing more acting than they is performing on the court. You know what I mean? But that's no here nor there. Congratulations to Giannis. And I hope him and Heat, you know what I'm saying, have a valid home. Now you been here 10 years, so hey, you probably got a good 3 or 4 ahead of you. I hope you make them count. You know what I mean? Let's get into some of these antics and then we gonna find us something to do. It ain't much. So it ain't gonna take long. You feel me? Already with the already. Shout out to Crip Mac, Young Jigs, Snoop, Snap Dogg, and the Boosie Party. You feel me? I guess Boosie Badass had a topless pool party. You feel me? And I mean, he brought stars here, stars there. I mean, I watched it for a minute. I ain't see no star-studded people, but hey, in the world of streaming, it ain't really nobody. If you ain't already keen on what's going on, then it ain't nothing going on. And I guess Jigs decided that's big pussy for people who don't know. You know what I'm talking about? I guess Big Jigs decided that she was gonna stream everything. Her and Snapdog and the Hustle Cartel, you know, they had a thing going on, so they streamed the whole event. You know what I mean? At least they section of the event. You know what I mean? And it looked promising. I mean, Big Pussy was everywhere. Pause for the cause. You know what I'm talking about? Mrs. Jiggs. She was definitely everywhere. She was inebriated, so looked like she had a joyful time. Snap Dogg looked like he was having a good time. Snap Dogg, let me give you some word of advice. You are a aggressive individual. And by being aggressive, sometimes people don't want to work with you because you know what I'm talking about. They don't know how to turn it up and turn it down and turn it off. They don't know exactly what's going on with you. You feel me? One day you're good, the next day you ain't doing so great. You know what I mean? You got to be able to balance the differences. You know what I mean? And y'all might have some. But yeah, shout out to y'all and y'all party and many more endeavors. Cause I like the whole live streaming. You know what I'm saying? It seemed like Kit got a good formula going. You know what I mean? Let's not mess this up. You feel me? Cause the last couple joints y'all messed up, not getting it right. You feel me? And then once you don't get it right, then you want to self sabotage, and that ain't the good order of things. Uh, let's go to shout out to Trey Young. Trey Young say, "I want to stay with the Wizards." Even signed a deal worth 200 was it $212 million. Hey, that's a good deal, sir. You feel me? And you got Anthony Davis over there. Y'all might get something going. Then it depends on if you get a guard in the draft. It's gonna be a lot of guard play this year. You feel me? I'm glad San Antonio Spurs start quickly because man, listen, the best guards to come out in the next maybe 5 years is probably gonna tell the tail signs of the NBA. Cause Anthony Davis don't want to be the face, and it looked like Wembanyama, the way he gonna be the heel. So who gonna be the hero? When a hero comes along, look inside you and be strong. And you cast your fears aside. 'Cause I know you can survive. And when you feel like hope is gone, look inside you and be strong. And you'll finally see the truth that a hero lies in you. So who gonna let it lie now? You know what I'm talking about? You feel me? This day and age, it seems like don't nobody want to be the hero. Everybody want to be the heel. Everybody can't be mean all the time. You know what I mean? Somebody got to be happy they're there. You feel me? Shout out to and this is not really, you know what I'm saying, a shout out, I would imagine. But let's give applause. Let's get some understanding and some sympathy for the Fulio trial. So I guess 3 out of the 4 assailants got life, and one got life with 20 and 20 plus 30. You feel me? Which is life and 20 and 30 to be run consecutive with the life sentence. At first I was reading it wrong, like damn, this light skinned man might have told a fib or two in order to get his 20 to 30. You feel me? But they put the life sentence on there too. So I mean I guess he got 20 to 30 plus life. I did all that Fulio nonsense, Mr. Jones, for people who don't know. Um to say, hey, man, you do people nowadays do a lot of talking, and you never know who's watching and who really cares about what's going on. And Fulio, he played a part in his execution. You can't go and go stand on somebody's grave or step on somebody's grave, whatever you want to do to their grave, and not have consequences and repercussions behind your actions. And his repercussions and consequences was him being unalive. Now the four assailants, yeah, they got caught and they got, you know what I'm saying, they due process. You feel me? But I know it ain't one day that don't go by that, come on, bro. This is crazy. I know one day that don't go by that them guys are not regretting them taking someone's life, especially for a foolish incident. You know what I'm saying? Like it wasn't no misunderstandings. It wasn't no back and forth. It was just, oh, you stepped on the grave, and it's must that I retaliate. And you didn't have to. If it was no retaliation, we wouldn't even be talking about this. One simple thought process, and it just all went bad. You know what I'm saying? I always teach my kids to think before you react, because you know sometimes the reaction ain't warranted from from the people's actual act. They didn't even mean to do what they was doing when they was doing it. They just did it anyway because they thought that's what was the thing to do. You feel what I'm saying? You understand me already with the alreadys. And sometimes that just ain't what it is, bro. You know what I mean? People be acting off impulse. You feel me? And people gotta tap into their emotions so the impulse won't be so emotional. I know that sounds crazy, but it works. If you know that you angry, why are you angry? What you angry for? What was the cause of the anger? You know what I mean? And can we talk it out before we walk it out? Because once we start walking, ain't no turning around. You know what I mean? But that's no here nor there. Let's shout out Hustle Cartel. Hustle Cartel was also at the Boosie party, and you know, it seemed like when they was doing a live stream, they was all together. So I'm gonna just say Hustle Cartel. Excuse my language. Ooh, we got the hiccups for some reason. Maybe I need to eat me a little. Got me some little popcorn on the side. Maybe a little popcorn will help. While we got popcorn, shout out Serena. Miss Serena Williams. Shout out to the young goat. You know what I'm saying? I won't be able to judge what's going on until I see you in the singles. I don't know how good, I don't know how true the report is, but I heard you was going to do singles at Wimbledon. That would definitely be what it is. You know what I'm saying? Have TV watching. Ain't nothing like having reporters report on a sport that wasn't getting no love until you stepped in. You know what I'm talking about? Already with the already. But yeah, shout out to Hustle Cartel. Like I was stating. I guess him and Finesse 2 times got had an altercation. Finesse told them to pull out 10,000. Looked like he had 100,000, and then he counted the 10 out and proceeded to use profanities, and then told Finesse 2 times that he was just upset because his girlfriend Sugar was getting bust down like a Tatiana um at some type of event. I don't know what the event was, you know what I mean, and how she was getting bust down, but she was just definitely Tatiana. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Blueface. So she was loose as a goose, and don't get her started. You know what I'm talking about? You feel me? And say, how many licks does it take to get to the center? One, two, ooh, and then crunch, 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 crunch. Shout out to Sugar for next 2 times and Hustle Cartel, man. You are something else. Speaking of um um uh uh I don't even know how to state this. I'm just gonna state it the best way I can. I guess Gene Baroli. I don't know if I'm pronouncing your name right, but Gene Baroli. I guess he called out Fat Joe, called him a liar. You know what I'm talking about? Also said he might have been a rat in 1991. You know what I'm talking about? I don't know how significant your resources may or may not be. You know what I'm talking about? But I know you got to give something to take something away, especially when you live in this life. You know what I'm talking about? I ain't seen what you gave up yet. You know what I'm saying? What you give up gonna come to the light. That's what's going on right now. So what did you give up in order to keep going? You know what I'm talking about? Then I guess the Jews and the Italians are upset because that's an Italian for sure. What you upset for? I'm just saying. What you got your britches all in the bunch for? You know what I mean? Then you calling out Fat Joe out of all people. Fat Joe don't bother nobody. You know what I'm saying? So how accurate are these ramifications? But I guess we shall see who's a rat and who ain't a rat. You know what I'm talking about? Already with the alreadys. I'm gonna get my popcorn out. Look at me. Look at my popcorn. Popcorn doing his popcorn. I guess I'm a little wild. You can call me ordinary pop. You know what I'm talking about? Oh, I think we got like 2 or 3 months. Now we out this joint. We didn't even take that long today. I told you it wasn't long. Let's see who we talking about now. Peasy. Shout out to you, young man. I see that you got a good song out. It's called First Day of Summer. You know what I'm talking about? I was in one of your stories, right? And I commented and it said that you need to feel the song. And I think that's where you've been lacking at, kind sir. You ain't been feeling the music. You just been saying the words. You know what I'm talking about? I'm just saying. You ain't. I don't know. Has the hunger left? Cause I mean, when you was Team East Side, you ain't had nothing going on. You should have heard your voice on the music. Now that you'd have made a couple dollars, and and you done studied a couple books, you think you know a little bit. When you show a little bit, now you talking a little bit too much. Even if you know something, you gotta act like you don't know something, so you can show something, and you can, you know what I'm saying. You can relate to the atmosphere. You know what I'm talking about? Yeah, you need to feel it, sir. Shout out to you though. I do like the song. I just don't like the feeling. Maybe it's the vibe. No here, no there. Shout out to Charlie Wilson. Cause I was wondering if I could take some time. You know what I'm talking about? Guess Charlie Wilson. Like I said in my previous situation, he had him a few strokes. And He recovered nicely. He came back on the stage. He might not be walking like he used to, but look, he definitely was talking like he used to. I'm like, shit. Okay then, Charlie. I see you. You know what I'm talking about? You wasn't able to get out there, but you got out there. And if he can do it, we all can do it. You know what I'm talking about? It's hard than the motherfucker, but it can be done. We got one more, and then we gonna get on the brother here. And we did a hot 20. I'm gonna do a hot 20 minutes in about a month. Let's go up and down. You feel me? Shout out to information. Shout out to Drake. So I guess he was on the golf course. And someone wanted to give him a towel with a whole lot of shebang. You know what I'm talking about? It had a multitude of phrases on it. I actually liked it, the towel. You feel me? It was something to get into. Might be, you know how fabs go. It definitely might be one. You know what I'm talking about? Already with the RLs. We ain't gonna get into too specific today. You know what I'm talking about? If you see that light, you know it's real. And with all that being said, as the old saying goes, the smoke's going, I'm gone.